Before we start looking at the histology of bone, it's worthwhile reviewing a gross anatomy description of a typical long bone, such as the femur, highlighted in this image from Complete Anatomy. One of the major features is the shaft or diaphysis. This part of the bone provides the leverage for movement and also has a role in weight support. It will have a central hollow space called the medullary cavity, containing yellow marrow in the adult. At each end of the long bone is an expanded portion called the epiphysis. This is a very important area for the tendons and ligaments to attach to the bone and provides the surface for articulation with another bone. Its outer region is compact bone, but the inner part is spongy bone. This would be the proximal epiphysis, being closest to the trunk, and this would be the distal epiphysis, being further away from the trunk. A thin layer of hyaline cartilage covers each epiphysis at the joint surface. The metaphysis is the portion between the epiphysis and the diaphysis. Endosteum will cover all the internal surfaces of the bone and will be a very active tissue during bone growth, repair and bone remodeling. A tough periosteum covers the outer surface except for the region covered by articular cartilage. This model from Complete Anatomy summarises some histological features of bone. The osteone or Haversian system is the basic functional and structural unit of mature, compact bone. This is all compact bone here, and so the osteones all run the length of the diaphysis. I'll now point out the components of the osteone. Each osteone has a central canal or Haversian canal containing blood vessels and nerves. These all originate from perforating canals or Volkmann's canals that enter the bone carrying external vessels and nerves and run perpendicular to the central canals. Rings of bone tissue or concentric lamellae, which will vary in number, surround the central canal of each osteone. Collagen within these lamellae is arranged in alternate orientations to give bone strength and resilience. The bone cells, or osteocytes, are located between lamellae, and you can just make out tiny channels or canaliculi in the bone matrix, which will enable the cytoplasmic processes of osteocytes to contact one another and the endosteal cells lining each central canal. That contact is essential for the survival of the osteocytes. Circumferential lamellae are located around the perimeter of the bone shaft, which is covered by the fibrous and cellular layers of the periosteum. The medullary cavity contains yellow marrow, at least in the adult, and here is some spongy or trabecular bone. I think we now all have enough background knowledge to begin to look at histological sections of bone tissue.